which was recently rebranded to just Game Pass. Your thoughts on that, Daniela?
Um, I think I don't remember what episode it was, but I remember saying that I know that I hate on Xbox a lot, or it sounds like I do. But the one thing that they do amazing is their Xbox Game Pass. That it's totally worth its value, and what they've done is smart because it even has somebody like me who plays. If I had to choose a console, mostly on PlayStation, it gave me a reason because it didn't just cover their console, also covered for PC. So now this whole rebranding and what they're doing, um, it's just
Okay.
smart going
Okay.
forward.
Okay. Fair. All right. So you're all in.
I am because
Okay.
that's the thing is what Xbox is doing is obviously they want you to use their ecosystem, their products, their services, but they're not locking you down into like, oh, it's just going to be the Xbox One. Oh, it's just going to be the Xbox Series X. No, it's going to be all of these things, however way you want to enjoy it. If you want to upgrade now or you want to wait till later, it's okay. You still have the one. Oh, you're not on our console. Here's for our PC. And that's the great thing about their Game Pass and what I've been using it is that there's so many of their games are available on PC. And I love that part. Um so yeah, I guess you can say I'm all in.
Okay. So for me, I don't have an issue against the pass. I just my thing is it doesn't. We're getting a lot of subscription models that is conditioning us not to own anything. And I know that some individuals are like, yeah, Xbox Game Pass, this is it, this is the best thing, and I'm fine with that if that's what you would like to go with. But just know that the content that you're playing, you don't own at all, right? So once the subscription model is tapped out, or you decide to leave, it is what it is. And I think that that's pretty much true for any subscription model stuff. And I think that for Xbox, because they're not necessarily focusing on hardware sales, as we've seen the last couple of years, this is a great move for them to pivot into the subscription model all the way in. Even recently, they took away the ability, or they will, from what I understand, take away the ability to buy the 12-month, right?
Hmm.
And they're just going to leave the 1 and the 3 month option, because they may be rebranding or decommissioning that option for the 12-month down the road, or phase in that into the Xbox Game Pass. So $15 a month. I know it's $1 for a trial or something like that, but you're looking at $15 a month, and you times that by 12, whatever that is for the year. If that's what you want to do, great, right? And I think that there is a percentage of individuals who are not necessarily all in when it comes to that, because we like owning. And I think there's a hybrid set of individuals who will use the Xbox Game Pass, but still buy titles when they need to buy titles, whether that's limited run games and stuff like that, right? So I think it's good. There's nothing bad about it. I think you just have to really be mindful of what you're investing into. If you're investing into the renting option of things, that's great. Whether that's your GameFly stuff, which used to be a thing, or now we have the Xbox Game Pass, we have the Hulu, we have the Netflix, right? And I think even Plex has a monthly thing that you can pay for. So these things are out there. It's just what you're investing in. And before I continue, how much time we have?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes. All right, cool. So any additional thoughts on that?
I know that some people always say like you're to revisit you don't own the games for as long as you only can play them and have access to them for as long as you are paying for the subscription services. But they do retire. They do retire some games. I noticed that. I didn't know they did that. But they do like, oh, we're gonna pull this, which is kind of similar to what Netflix does. It's like, hey, we're gonna have this TV series on here for X amount of time, and then eventually, it's actually a pretty long time that they have it on there. Same thing with the Game Pass.
Right.
They have a game available to play. Yours to play. Do as you will, and sometimes they're going to remove it. But when people bring up the whole thing, it's like, yeah, but you don't own the game. If I don't have this service, then I'm not gonna have access to it. Well, then finish the game and then cancel your service.
Right.
Because how
Right.
many, really honestly, how many of the physical games that you buy, realistically,
I'm thinking.
physical or digital games that you have bought, that once you beat it, that you play it multiple times?
It
I want to
depends
say for
on.
most people, there's a few games that have that replayability, but for the
Right.
most part, it's like a single playthrough. You're done. You experienced it. Like, how many times are you going to play Assassin's Creed?
Right. I'm with you. If the game has different components in it that allows you to go back, you'll replay it. So campaign is done. What are they going to offer? Are they going to offer like a tougher difficulty level, like Sekiro has done, or I think Uncharted has done, or God of War has done, or are those games that offer the extra difficulty level for you to go back into play that particular title? If it's a multiplayer based game, a looter shooter type, there's always a replay value there for you to return to. So it depends on the game.
Yeah, it really depends on the game to offer that. But for the most cases, they don't. So when you have the Xbox Game Pass, you're not spending that $60 for a game that you're just going to have a single playthrough. You're spending $15 to play through a game one time, and then you know what? It's not just that one single game. You have like their entire library that's available on the Game Pass. And it also saves you money too, because there's some games that get hyped up really, really, really well. You buy it and you're like, what is this? Right.
Fair.
At least now, $15, you can go download it, play it. It's not my jam. Uninstall it. You're done. You're not out $60.